if you don't want to commit to 8 to 10 years of cleaning, don't get a budgie. If you don't want to commit to 10 to 12 years of cleaning, don't get a pigeon. And if you don't want to commit to 30 to 70 years of cleaning, don't get a parrot. Why am I trying to convince people to not get a bird? Well, I'm not. I'm just trying to convince people who are not prepared to commit to doing all the things birds need to not get a bird. There are many, many, many parrots. Just go on Pet Finder and put in parrot or cockatoo, and you will see all the birds that people thought, oh, they're going to love having a parrot. And they found out it's not an easy thing. Okay, and I just have the pigeons here in this room. I'm going to show you what we did with the floor. But first I wanted to show you some of the mess that requires weekly cleaning. The walls get splattered up with bird poop. Feathers go flying out under the door and spread all over the place when they're molting, which is most of the time. I've been sweeping this out. There was about 10 times as much dirt here behind the cages. That's feathers. They rip up newspaper. Now if you have parrots, they rip up everything. So there's always a mess. And in this case of the pigeons, they swallow their seeds whole. Parrots shell the seeds and the shells go flying all over the place. Parrots eat fruit and the fruit goes flying all over the place. Now here we have Irving. He swallows the seeds whole, but that doesn't mean that seeds don't end up on the floor as he picks through the seeds for the ones he likes best. Pigeons also are very dusty, as are cockatoos. They have a lot of feather dust, and that can get so thick in the corners of the room that you can actually, it looks like snow. So that needs to be vacuumed up every week. You can let it go longer, but you know, it's not good to have that in the air. It's not good for the birds. It's not good for you to have that in the air, to be breathing it in. Pigeons don't like you putting your hands in their cage. They're very territorial, these males. And while they're out, they're very nice. You don't do this when they're out, but you start putting your hand into their territory, and they're going to defend it. Right, Irving? I'm going to defend this. This is my apartment. Get your blamed hands out. But I'm the one who cleans it. You don't clean it. You don't clean it, buddy. You don't clean it. So, let me show you what we did with the floor in this bird room. Usually they're yelling and making a lot of noise when I'm in here. Well, it's because Kowalski's over by the window here. And there's nothing like a predator to make the birds quiet down. Kowalski says, I made him quiet down. Okay, come on up here on my shoulder. And they're all looking. They're like, what's going on there? That rat. It's a rat. Rats would eat our eggs. Here's a cage that's been one day without cleaning, and it's got to be cleaned today. And we got Larry here. He doesn't like me putting my hand in the cage, and here's his Here's a little wifey Georgie girl who I see is sitting on an egg, but don't tell her it's a wooden egg because we can't have any more pigeons hatching out in here. And Kowalski's right down here. And you upset Larry, but quieted you down, didn't you? Okay, well what I really want to show you before I clean these guys out is the floor. Here's a good idea if you have a bird and you have a special room for the bird. Now with parrots, special room's not probably a good idea because they want to be around you as much as possible, and if they're in a separate room by themselves, unlike the pigeons, parrots can go insane. They'll actually have mental breakdowns if they don't get enough stimulation from a human. Because they don't have other parrots with them. Now if you have several parrots, then that's a little different. This room has a wooden floor. Wooden floors are really hard to keep clean, and you don't want to keep washing them and making them wet all the time. So my idea was to get some vinyl flooring and just set it down, not attach it in any way, but just roll it and set it down on top of the wooden floor. But I was looking on Craigslist and I came across some people who had scraps of vinyl flooring, and we took them all. They were all free and we took them all, and then they got attached, overlapped a little bit, and they're attached with a very strong duct tape that's waterproof. So we took all the pieces and I patched them all together here, and now the bird poop is really easy to pick up because this is one of the waxy type vinyl floors. And if you get a vinyl floor for your bird room, you probably want to get one that has a waxy feel to it because it's really easy then to clean up. Even the dried poop, it just comes right up with a little bit of wet tissue paper, like toilet paper or something like that. I just put some water in this cup, dumped the water out, put some safflower seeds in there, moved them around to get a little moist, and then I put a little bird vitamin powder on these. And I give it to the pigeons a couple times a week for a little extra vitamin boost. So we got Larry out right now and Georgie girl out right now. And that gives me the opportunity to clean their cage. Okay, come on guys, come on. Come on, Larry, let's go. Come on, you better get in here. She's eating all your food up. Larry boy, come on. No, I got it up here. He found it on the floor and started eating it. Another advantage of a floor like this is you can put a Rubbermaid type thing in the middle of it, and if you have it sealed up real well, your bird can take a bath and they can't ruin the wooden floor underneath. Let's give some to Irving here. Here you go, Irving. And these are the two that are going to be out today. We'll give them a little of this. This is Wabomini, who is a male but has female traits sometimes and male traits sometimes, which is very strange. But I've heard that the breeding of these pigeons sometimes causes very strange results. She can be, I should say he, I'm still calling her a girl, it's a he. Wobble Mimi, this one right here on this side, was a very big pigeon for being a female. I thought it was kind of unusual for a pigeon to be that big and be a female. It turned out to be a male. She fooled Larry and Irving for years. They treated her like she was a female and were courting her. It's a him. And then when I got Crumb, Wobble Mimi turned male and started courting Crumb. Now the funny thing is, once they're out for the day and into the next day, I leave them out all night and into the next morning. You can't do that with small birds that would fly into a wall at night and kill themselves. But the pigeons, this room is so small, they can't get going very fast. And they usually go back to their cage anyway for the night. But after they get put back in the cage, Wobble Mimi starts acting like a female, and she starts actually being aggressive towards Crumb. So it's a very unusual situation here with these two. Sometimes they have to be separated, and sometimes they act like a mated pair. I do have this extra cage ready in case Wobble Mimi gets mean to Crumb, and then Wobble Mimi will go in here for a day, and then I'll put her back with Crumb again. So anyway, this floor is not going to stay clean for long, but it's a good cover up for a wood floor, and it makes it easy to clean. It makes it waterproof. So consider looking around on your social media or whatever you look at. If anybody has put in a floor and has scraps of it, or if you can contact the company, better yet, maybe they have some strips that'll cover your room like this, and it's a real easy cleanup when you have birds.